So we got General Granger versus Dr Thrax. This is a no units challenge, so I can't build any units from the command center, supply center, barracks, war factory, and airfield. Any Chinooks that spawn from the supply centers that I build are considered fair game because I'm not building them myself. The one dozer that we've got out right now building the power plant, that is the only dozer that we are allowed to use because, again, we didn't build that. So the power plant that we're building right now, that's a little bit away from the command center, and the reason why I've done that is because of Thrax's Scudstorm. So Thrax's Scudstorm works a little bit different to the other generals because he always aims it at the command center, even if that command center no longer exists. So we're going to keep our buildings away from the command center. That way there's very minimal damage done. And that way he also wastes future Scudstorms because once, say, our command center goes, we're not going to build anything else in that particular spot because it's just going to get destroyed anyway.
Upgrade complete.
That one's done. Can't build this, sir.
Ah, that's right. Sit back and relax. Give my toxins more time to work.
Any more projects? Bring on the
Yep,
scout.
so we've currently got a few base defenses on the go, and the fire base is within range of the tunnel network there, so we're able to get a few kills here and there. So what we're trying to do is we just want to focus mainly on the defense, building the defenses along this little pathway here, because Thrax's units, their pathing is a little bit weird in the sense that they always seem to just rush past the defenses and they'll go for your command center. So the command center in this case is going to be one big magnet for Thrax's units, and that's fine because the command center isn't actually going to be utilized that much, so it can take some abuse. I don't care if it gets destroyed by the Scudstorm, because we're going to build another command center later on anyway. That's away from the blast radius of the Scudstorm. So with that command center, once it's gone, he's still going to aim the Scudstorms in that one spot. So now we got some defenses lined up. We can build some new power, and we can also get our second line of defense up where the oil derrick is. So the oil derricks in this case can be captured because we can destroy our US buildings which spawn Rangers. So we're going to use some Patriots, destroy a US building, and then use the Rangers, capture the oil derricks, and then that way we can stay in the game financially.
Can't build this, sir.
Yep, so there goes the barracks. Control rod for the upgrade because we do need the power for this run.
Every moment you delay, you die a little bit more.
Bring on the scaffolding. Always ready.
Yep, so I noticed the Terry going nearby. I was going to use a scaffold to lure the Terry into that, but I pressed the wrong key. And then I was like, you know what, I'll just let my dozer hang back, because like I was saying, the units that Thrax sends against you want to aim at your command center. So we're just going to let it happen. We don't have to worry about the damage it takes.
Congratulations, General. You have been promoted.
See, you can tell they are just right. Our base is under attack. Off the bone. Maybe you will consider a peace offering. An antidote, perhaps.
Made in the U.S. of A.
Here we come, General, like a chemical spill.
on the scaffolding.
Thrax, it doesn't body bad.
All finished. Want to make some improvements?
Oh, did I forget to tell you about those?
Lay in the
Silly me.
foundation.
Watch the mines, General.
Let's find a better place.
Oh, spill on aisle 1!
Well,
You smell something? Huh?
any more projects? Sorry, I can't build it.
Like
Yeah,
acid rain, we descend upon your base,
sounds
General.
good. Made in the U.S. of A. Flashbangs are ready.
Congratulations, General. You have been promoted.
Now breathe in. That's it, and out. Again. Oh, yes. Feel better?
New construction.
Yep, so I decided that 4 Patriots was going to be enough to defend the right side of my base, and had a little bit of lag there. That can happen from time to time, even with an older game like this one. So just getting rid of those trucks now. Now I can focus on destroying my own barracks. So the barracks gives you 2 ranges to work with. And we've gotten the flashbang and the capture building upgrade. The flashbang upgrade, I wasn't sure if I really needed it or not. I just decided to get it anyway because I was going to destroy the barracks, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to have to build another barracks to get the flashbang, so we'll just get that. It's only like 600 bucks.
Detected.
And then I noticed the Jarman Kell that was coming nearby, because that always goes for the dozer. Thankfully, the bomb truck was able to take out the Jarman Kell for me. Now, the Jarman Kell, I think it's just a one-time deal, because I didn't spot Jarman Kell again in the entirety of the battle. And what are we going to go with? We went with a level 3 A10 and the Spectre gunship. So I'm using the A10 strike on the artillery platform plus the toxic bunker, then the Spectre gunship just on some base defenses. So one part we're getting some more general points, another part we're just trying to whittle down the defenses that Thrax doesn't rebuild. So my Spectre was able to get a shot off on the tunnel network, and because I destroyed the toxic bunker, that took out the infantry that was inside the tunnel. So again, just little bits of general points here and there. I did need to rebuild some base defenses while I was on the go here because of the bomb truck destroying the firebase. I decided to replace the firebase with another couple of Patriots instead. I thought that might be able to hold the line. Now, as for my other Ranger, I was hesitant to capture the other oil derrick, and the reason why is because I didn't want Thrax's units to pop in from my left side while I had no defense. So I wanted to wait for my dozer to start making some defenses there, then capture the oil derrick when it was safe to do so.
Warning, Scud Storm
But yeah, in terms of finances, I was pretty, we were still pretty good, because we're still a one Chinook gathering resources, and we got 1 oil derrick that's going to be in play here, so we're still pretty set. Now Thrax does have the Scud Storm on the go, and yeah, like I was saying before, the Scud Storm isn't even a threat if you know how to deal with it. And yeah, the Scud Storm, it's always going to aim at that command center, even if it no longer exists. So the only, the best way to deal with it is to just not have anything there. So if you just sell off the command center and just leave that spot empty, then it's no issue. It does mean you're sacrificing a little bit of base space, but I think it's worth it because, I mean, you still have a ton of space to work with. If you wanted to use like war factories or airfields, because airfields do require a bit of space. And since you're playing as Granger, you're going to be primarily using airfields if you're playing normally, of course. Alternatively, you could try and destroy the Scudstorm, but I think it's going to be a waste of general powers that you could use to destroy the other things that are on the map, that like the artillery platforms or the garrison buildings. So those things you can destroy permanently with just one set of general powers. Whereas if you use it on a Scudstorm, it's just going to get rebuilt, and then you're going to keep going around in circles until you eventually beat him. But it's just a time saver, really. I noticed the Toxin rebel coming in. I needed to get my Ranger out of there because that was going to be the one that would capture the oil derrick. And yeah, I decided to send them both running. I wasn't sure if the rebel was going to go for my dozer or the Ranger, which is why I just sent them both away to be a good distraction. And I was going to rely on the Patriots and the Firebase to deal with the rebel. The Anthrax bomb came, and yeah, the rebel got to one of my Rangers, but the other Ranger managed to survive both the rebel and the Anthrax bomb. So that was good. Now the Anthrax bomb with Dr Thrax is based on cash value, so that's one thing I gotta look out for, because if I put my dozer in the wrong spot, then the Anthrax bomb is gonna take it out, and then we're gonna be screwed here. So I gotta keep my dozer in the spots where I have the least amount of stuff. Yeah, if you compare it to, like, if you compare that to Prince Kassad's Anthrax bomb, he just aims it at one spot. So just like with Thrax with his Scudstorm, he's just going to aim it at one spot. So that Toxin Tractor's gunning for my command center, no big deal. I still had a Ranger left to shoot it down, and yeah, the Tractor's not even giving my Ranger any attention, so that's very good for me to get some veterancy on the Ranger as well. Yep, so Spectre's coming in. I chose just more base defenses. Again, we're just trying to whittle down Thrax's defenses whilst gaining general points here and there. So nothing too fancy. And I also knew, because the Spectre's coming from the top left corner, there's not going to be that much resistance in terms of Stinger Sights and Rocket Troopers. So it was a pretty safe bet. And yeah, more trucks are coming in. 4 Patriots is enough to deal with that. And I'm just trying my best to rebuild my main defensive line here, because we did lose a few Patriots. And yeah, I replaced it with fire bases instead. I thought that would be more viable compared to just relying solely on Patriots. And we're using the rest of the general points. We've got a Carpet Bomb, Fuel Air Bomb, and a Ranger Drop. So Ranger Drop in this case, I didn't really need it. I used it once, and I think I used it like once or twice, and then the Anthrax bombs ended up taking the Rangers out anyway, so it didn't really matter much.
Special forces here.
Yeah, that's what I did. I put them in the firebase, and then the Anthrax bombs got to it. So Dr Thrax is using the Scudstorm. I sold off the command center before the Scudstorm hit. And with Thrax's Scudstorms, they can actually take out a command center with one launch, because of the residual toxins surrounding the area. They leave your command center with 1 HP, and then the toxins around the command center finish it off, and then whatever Rangers spawn will also get taken out by the toxins. So I'm starting my defense with on this side with the fire base, and I noticed the bomb trap, so I quickly built a scaffold and then another scaffold, and the trucks are drawn to the scaffolds that I build, and that was able to take the hit for me. If I didn't do that, I would have lost my dozer and the fire base easily. So yeah, I had to sacrifice $2,000 in order to avoid that unfortunate outcome here.
Locked in. On the job.
Every moment you delay, you die a little bit more.
That was a job for me. Going up.
I don't think you want those supplies. They're not ready yet.
Unit lost.
What's the story?
See, you can tell they are just right when the flesh falls off the bone.
Made in the U.S. of A.
Objective confirmed. Now, where did I put those chemical troops, huh?
More projects. Want to make some improvements? Keep them busy. Getting to work.
Unit lost.
I'll build it.
Anthrax, it does a body bad.
Make my own road. Bring on the scaffolding. That one's done. Always ready. Sorry, I can't build
You
this.
smell something?
Go
Huh? Now breathe in. That's it, and out. Again. Oh, yes. Feel better?
Want to make some improvements?
Warning, Scud Storm launched.
Keep them busy.
So the next round of Scud Storms is just fired, and again, it's going to hit the area where the command center is. I did lose my Chinook, unfortunately. I didn't think to move him out of the way. And my strategy center that I built, I tried to make it as close to the power plant as I could. It did take a little bit of damage, but that didn't really matter because it's going to auto repair back to full health before the next Scud Storm comes. I do have a war factory, so that was just to repair the dozer as well. Now, we've got to focus on getting another supply center up, so then we can continue making cash. And the oil derricks, well, that's going to be my only source of income at the moment right now. So we want to get the supply center, we want to get some drop zones, and then build up to particle cannons later on. See, the thing with General Granger is that we don't exactly have too many offensive options in terms of units whilst doing a no units challenge, compared to using General Alexander or General Towns. Like with General Towns, you could like do laser turrets and then just keep pushing the line over and over again until you wipe out his base with the laser turrets themselves. Same thing could be applied to General Alexander. Couldn't exactly pull it off as... I don't know if you could pull it off as Granger though, because his Patriots are just the normal variety of Patriots, which would require a lot of cash, a lot of power plants, and a lot of you know, careful planning, hoping that the dozer doesn't get destroyed here. And you'd also have to worry about the anthrax bomb, because the anthrax bomb goes on cash value, and that was one concern that I had right now, because I was building supply drop zones, and then there's the 2 supply centers and all those power plants all clustered together. So I knew that Thrax was going to aim his next anthrax bomb in that particular spot, so I was trying to keep an eye out for it. Because again, we lose the dozer, then it's over. Because there'd be no way, I don't see any way where I could be able to defeat Dr. Thrax with just general powers. I don't see it.
Advanced training is complete, sir. Laying the foundation.
Unit lost.
Any more projects? Clear. Sorry, I can't build there. All finished. Can't build there, sir. Sorry, I can't build there.
You will regret intruding on my experiments, General.
Yeah, I've been using the satellite scan to, because again, I thought the anthrax bomb was coming, and I just really wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to happen while my guard was down. So I've got that 3rd drop zone on the go now. Again, just trying to watch where it's coming. And see, the thing is, when nothing's really happening in the battle, that's when you sort of get a little bit nervous. It's like, okay, when's it gonna happen? You know, it's almost like you're psyching yourself out. And then I saw the shadow of the plane that was going to drop the anthrax bomb, and then I quickly got my dozer out of there, and then I tucked it away in that little corner there where the plant and the Patriot is, and then the bomb trucks start coming in. So if I didn't get the dozer out of the way there, I probably would have lost it by the bomb trucks. Yep, so next Scud Storm's gonna happen. This time I was aware of it, and I got the Chinook out of the way, because I know where the Scud Storm's gonna land. And yeah, just waiting on that. We're just waiting on the toxins to go away, then we can use our dozer to finish that supply drop zone, then we can start focusing on building some particle cannons, as well as power to keep us online too. See, one weird thing is that since we don't have the command center in that bottom left corner, Thrax's attacks at my front line has sort of gone away. He's not really doing anything now, because his units are scripted to go after the command center that's positioned there. But since there's no command center there, he's not doing anything. So you might you might see moments in the battle where he's just got units that are just standing there in one place, not doing anything. And I think that's just because my command center's gone.
Objective confirmed.
Anyway, just using our carpet bomb, just destroying base defenses. Because we don't have our particle cannons up yet, we don't exactly have a lot of good targets here, so we can just spam the general powers willy-nilly until we get what we need. Because yeah, what we need is we need enough particle cannons to be ready to go, and then we can couple that with the general powers later on. But yeah, we're just aiming at the things that Thrax can't rebuild and fix, like those artillery platforms or the garrison buildings. He can't fix those, so it means that when we launch our big attack later on, there's going to be less base defenses, less resistance for him to take out my planes when I do that big attack, because I want to make sure that things go off without a hitch here.
Upgrade complete. Unit lost.
The suspense, it's killing you.
Let's build. Any more projects? Getting to work. Bring on the scaffolding.
Unit lost.
All fitted. Loud and clear.
So I got some extra power and a couple of particle cannons. I decided to move my dozer away from the right side because I thought another anthrax bomb was coming, and I decided to build a particle cannon on the left side. So Thrax likes to use the anthrax bomb on cash value, and I thought, well, we got two particles there, and then plus all the drop zones, so he's easily going to aim there. I used the Moab on the two quads. Now I mentioned earlier that because I got no command center in the bottom left corner, Thrax is just leaving his units there without, like, they're not doing anything productive. So I thought, okay, we'll use the Moab there, because that's 2 units worth of anti-air resistance, and I don't want them to get in the way when I do the big attack later on with those general powers. So it does seem a little bit like overkill to use a Moab on 2 quad cannons, but I can afford to use the Moab right now.
All getting to work.
Warning, Scud Storm launched.
Yep, so the next Scud Storm's coming my way. You know where it's going. I decided to move the dozer a little bit away from the particle cannon because I know it's doing chip damage to the strategy center, so it's going to do chip damage to the particle cannon that I just built. Again, it's no issue because I know it's going to auto repair by the next round, and the anthrax bomb came in at the same time, so pretty much my base is flooded with toxins, and that's going to delay my next particle cannon just that little bit. Again, I didn't want to take the risk there. And yeah, being very tight and compact with the spaces that I'm allowed to use for building my base. Like, if you look at the map, you can see I've got one cluster on the right and then one cluster that's a little bit north of where the resources are. And that kind of gives you an idea of how much space you're allowed to use if you just let the Scud Storms fire away. So yeah, it's up to you if you're willing to sacrifice the base space to get ahead in the battle later on. I think it's worth it because Thrax's units aren't really that much of a threat, especially since they're not moving now because the command center's gone.
Have a job for me?
You are out of power, General. Now it is time for me to come and play.
Yep, so I've got 4 particle cannons. I didn't realize that how the power situation was going, so I did go into the redwood power. Again, no issue, he's not attacking me really.
Particle cannon ready.
So we can build our power back up. Easy fix. Now I've got 1 particle cannon that's ready to go, but I wanted to wait so then I have all the particles, all the particles and all the general powers that I need. 4 particle cannons is a little bit overkill. I could have probably done this with maybe 2. Yeah, 2 particle cannons, and then everything else would have to be well timed. So yeah, I decided to aim my A10 strike at the supply stash. I was confident that it was going to hit the mark there. But unfortunately for me, it didn't quite go how I thought it would. See, I lost one of them and then it didn't exactly finish off the supply stash. So I decided, okay, let's use the particle cannon on that, and then we'll spread the particle cannon to the palace, a stinger site, and the barracks. So the original plan was the A10 to destroy the stash and then 2 particles to destroy the command center. That was what I was going for. Yeah, since I've only got the 1 particle to use on the command center, that's not gonna work. So I could have waited for the 3rd and 4th particle cannon to be ready, and then I could have just used them all at once. That would have been able to deal with Thrax pretty well.
Unit lost.
And yeah, I decided to use a Carper bomb on the command center, thinking that would be enough, but again, that was a mistake on my part. I shouldn't have done that. Because what happened was Thrax is starting to, well, he's gonna start building a supply stash again. My mistake was using an A10 strike on the arms dealer in the bottom right corner of the map.
Particle cannon
So
ready.
yeah, Thrax has 1 worker that he can rely on to rebuild the supply
Particle cannon
stash,
activated.
and then once he gets that back, it means that all my work's just been undone, potentially. Yep, so used the particle on the command center, a couple of stingers, did a bit of damage on the Scud Storm. Those other targets don't really matter. I was just trying to do damage to whatever I could find. So yeah, I thought the Spectre gunship would be enough to take out that last worker, but didn't quite make it.
Warning, Scud Storm launched.
New construction?
Yep. Notice the next round of Scud Storms. Again, playing it very safe, getting the dozer just away from that blast radius as much as I can, because we don't want to lose the dozer. We've got 4 particle cannons, so we could theoretically finish the job even without the dozer, but I want to make sure that the dozer stays alive, just in case we need a 5th or a 6th particle cannon.
You will come for the toxin, but you will stay because you're dead.
And you notice how I haven't really been using the Ranger drops? So yeah, the Ranger drops, you could probably trade that point for level 2 Spectre gunship. That might be more useful. Although the Spectre gunships, you'd have to aim it at those spots where there's little defense to counteract the Spectre.
Particle
So I
cannon
used
ready.
the Moab on the command center scaffold because I knew the Carper bomb was going to get to it, so Moab would get there too. We've dealt with the worker there, then we're using the next particle cannon, destroying all the workers this time,
My experiments, General.
and got the arms dealer in the process, so that just leaves a command center, 2 arms dealers, and a barracks. And yeah, we used the A10 strike on that arms dealer. I knew that was a safe bet because there was hardly any defense there. And then we got a couple more particle cannons, and that's just going to finish the job. Now, if you like content like this where I do challenges where I limit myself in what I can use in General Zero Hour, then I do have a playlist where you can check out the rest of my stuff. I am Crocolo. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
What you might find at my base, huh?
You are victorious. Unit lost.
Perhaps I shouldn't have gotten my degree from mail order college.